yeah, that was the shoot. We just kept making jokes. Like for one, Adrian really wants to hang out in April,
Yeah,
and I
same.
told him I would
That's
talk to
doable.
you
That's
about it.
definitely. We gotta hang out with Haley too,
Oh yeah,
or
true.
digital with Haley too. We've been talking in there a little bit
Yeah,
again, but
but Adrian really wants to do a ghost adventure thing where just like we go out and like do some ghost adventuring, and I brought it up at the shoot, and everybody was like, "Yeah, I would love to do that. I would love to do that." And so I was like, "But like, what are we gonna do?" Like, cause like again, I,
yeah,
I don't. It's not. I don't think ghosts are real, and I'm not scared of ghosts. So it's just gonna be me hanging out with my friends, and I was kind of just making a joke about the whole idea of it, and I was like, I don't know how it came to be, but we all just started talking about the idea of us trying to contact the ghost of Helen Keller in the
no,
afterlife.
I'm not doing no contacting.
Like
I
Helen.
very strongly have experienced a lot of shit, and anytime people take it jokingly and they're like, "Come and fuck me, ghost. Fuck my life up." They do it.
I'm like,
Or it comes to me and fucks my life up. I'm
Liz,
like, "Get out of here."
respect to you. I've never experienced it, and I've been in very like bad places, and it's places people have told me have been big hauntings, and I just have not. It's like okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, and sometimes it's one of those things too where, like, if somebody is a skeptic and they're like, "Nah," it's just gonna be like, "Nah," across the board unless it's something, like, super fucked up, specific happens in that space or whatever, but
I'm not asking
I don't
for
know.
a haunting movie to like moment where they like somehow pull
Yeah,
my skeleton from my mouth. Like I don't.
exactly, like, it's not always, like, a giant thing either, there's just certain, like, things big and small that can happen where you're like, "It wasn't nothing, it can't be nothing." Like, it wasn't nothing, like
I have this conversation with Ed almost constantly because he's very much like don't fuck with that shit. I'm like fuck it, I don't care. Like at this like I just don't believe. Like it doesn't scare me anytime. Like Nick and Ed love watching supernatural movies with ghosts in there, and I just find them boring. Especially when it ends with like a priest showing up and saying you just have to love Jesus, and then that was the cure. I just not for me. But the joke of the night of us all just sitting there like, oh yeah, we're sitting there like, Helen Keller, can you hear us? It's just,
Fuck.
and then a family,
Technically, as a spirit, she would not be limited by her mortal body, and she could hear you.
and that came up though, and Nick was like, so like what happens? She dies, and then all of a sudden she can see and hear. What does that feel like to her? Like it just all of a sudden it's like, ooh, is this how it's always been?
For I want to say until she was 7, she could actually see and hear, but she developed scarlet fever and lost her sight and hearing.
That's right. She also became a scientist of some sort. Uh, but and
Yeah,
then there's like this idea like, Helen Keller, if you're here, can you turn the lights on? And then like a
the
fan.
faucet turns on.
In my head, it was just like a bunch of shit keeps getting knocked around as she's trying to find her way to the light switch.
Fuck. That's like a like literal scary movie 6 moment. Like, no, I don't know. Like with that shit, like even if you don't believe in it or you don't believe in like not necessarily ghosts, but people as like an afterlife and souls and shit, I think you should still like respect the dead to that degree. Like if somebody was a bad person and they're dead, you say whatever you want, But like even at that point, it's like I don't know. I just have been around a lot of that shit for always, and not even like the religious aspect of it, just like the
I
way I would want to be or
I
whatever. Just
will. I'm not gonna piss on someone's grave unless it's like Ronald Reagan or someone who actually deserved it, right? I I don't I don't want to disrespect the dead, but I also am just at a point like, I lived in a place where I was told since I was a young child all the way up until my adulthood, like this place is haunted. I used to see my brother in the mirror, like there's dark shadows going everywhere, and it wasn't just one person, it was just like everybody telling me this. And then I also spent like nearly a decade of my life in the basement of that place that was like dark and flooded constantly, and no one was down there except
all
me.
other biblical fucking hauntings.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm
there were locusts and it would flood, and I got the Black Plague. Nothing evil down there, though.
it was just that they were
I
shit
lost
at
my will to
keeping.
live down there for no reason.
I kept
Like, I
going.
mean, Yeah, exactly. But it's just like some of that shit. Like,
It was just my
I
family
always
being.
believe it.
I cannot allow them
But what
to.
if it? But
I
what if it
can't.
didn't show itself to you and it just affected your family?
That seems awfully convenient. That just seems awfully convenient
They
for
know.
that. And
They
that's the
know.
thing is like
I mean, if you had mod privileges of like Earthrealm, you'd be fucking around. Like, come on.
but
Yeah, I got admin rights, dude. I'm fucking with shit.
the
Like,
consequences of their actions was put on me. It's like, oh, it flooded. It must have been the ghost. It's like, nah, dog, you didn't
yep.
fucking structure this house properly. You didn't get a
Sins of the
motherfucker to
father.
come in here.
Sins of the father.
Give me 1 second to run and grab those quarters.
Hmm. What he didn't say is what the quarters are for. Now I get this moment here to talk to you, and I'm going to use that moment to talk to you about things we don't understand. Some people believe in ghosts or they don't believe in ghosts, which is fine. This isn't at DJ. But some people, like, that don't believe, like to fuck with it because they think it's funny. And usually, in my instances, when I've seen that or been around somebody doing that, the ghosts or whatever spirits or demons that are around or get called forth by someone doing that attach themselves to the most clairvoyant or aura provided person of light near. And that usually is me, not that I'm some a supreme being. But there is a very I'd always been very intuitive of things like that since I was little. And that's just how it is. And it fucks my life up. And they're like, see, no ghosts are real. My life didn't go to shit after that day. Nothing blew off my shelf. Not real. No ghost came out and turned the lights on and off. Not real. And I'm like, think more than that. The world and the universe, you look up at the sky, it's not blue. It doesn't stop there. That you're looking at nothing. That's infinite nothing and expanding. There's so many more planets and stars and galaxies out there than we will ever see and know. And the ocean is deeper than we'll ever fully see. Why wouldn't there be ghosts, spirits, demons, or anything else? Nope, just us. Just monkeys that lost our hair and killed each other in wars. Just that. That's it. That's it. No afterlife either. Just that. Just that. Like, what do you mean? you know? I just wanted to say that because I didn't want it to seem directed at him, but now that I've got the space here to put that, I hope he's rolling on this, and if not, they're hearing. And no, I don't just mean God. They're around you all the time, or they're not.
I've been listening here the whole time. I just grabbed the headset. I didn't want to. I
Right.
didn't want to interrupt you there. No, I.
Exactly. I was like, that's not at him, but I just wanted to say it without like having to be like, this isn't at you, because like
Yeah.
I very recently on stream dealt with that of Danny. Jake had like his ghost detecting stuff at my grandma's house, which we don't want to do because his dad conjured shit that like his dad in that room where we streamed in when he was younger, he went into the crypt and used Venom lyrics to try to summon things, offering his firstborn son, which is Jake. And then 40 years later in that stream room, Jake's ghost detecting and shit, and Danny's just like, is there any ghost? Is there any ghost? You scared? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in my dead grandparents' house who died of suicide, and then a fall in the house, and all this other horrid shit has happened to our families ever since then. It's like, it's not nothing. Like, it's like, it's just,
Well, that's the thing.
and he's like,
I heard that thing. Like, I agree. There is so much more to this entire universe than we will ever be able to even fathom or conceptualize. I completely
mhm,
agree with that. For me, it's just the lens through we look at the afterlife through ghosts and shit like that of like Christianity, religion.
yeah.
Anyone who says that like this is how it is, I side eye so hard. It's like, what are you fucking talking
Yeah,
about?
exactly. Because I don't know how anything is after us or even like around us other than what I am and shit. But it's just like, it's very close minded when people are like, aliens aren't real, ghosts aren't real, and whatever you are is exactly how you are. I'm going to judge you without knowing you. It's like,
Hmm.
it's the same kind of closed mindedness. Or it's like, oh, I hate all of this genre of show or music or whatever. It's that same closed mindedness. Like, what if you really like that? What if you really like that food? But because it's this, you're like, no, that's not it. Nope. I've never had a good experience with this, so it's not good or not real. I'm like,
I completely
not
agree.
again, not you, but just I
Yeah,
have a lot of people that talk to me about this shit, and
yeah.
half of them, quarter of them are like so just.
I don't take any offense to that. Like and I agree with you to an extent. It's just there's such a different way that people look at ghosts and afterlife that I just completely don't agree with, because in my idea is me and you, we're not me and you. We're the universe. Like we are just like beings that have been able to grow consciousness, and when we
Yeah.
die our energy is going to go back into the universe in some other form that we'll never know about. And
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend like I
And
know how any of it works, but the way in which people have spoken to me about ghosts and about demons has always been a different version of closed-mindedness, where it's like
yeah.
I don't
A
want
lot of it's religious closed-mindedness is what
yes.
I've always seen, and I don't not follow that, but, like, I'll listen to it, and you can take some stuff to your however you want to process shit or not, but it's just like, we're usually, like, scientifically beings of light, like, if a human is in a pitch black room with a light detector and the exposure's set long enough, it'll generate a full outline of that person in detail in pitch black just from the photons of light we emit. So like we're a soul, not necessarily in the biblical sense, but a source of energy that is like unique to us, just in these cells. Same with animals and shit, and there's more to that too. But it's like it's obviously alive. It's not a robot. Like where how's he there? Why is he there? How'd that happen?
Exactly. And I completely agree with you. I just don't like the lens at which people look at it through this type of closed-minded idea that you shouldn't interact with it in these sorts of ways. Like the idea of a Ouija board, right? Like Eddie told me straight up that if I ever, when we lived together, if I ever brought a Ouija board into the house, he would like strangle me to death because he didn't want to.
Chris.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and my
I'm
my
like, what? You can't shoot it?
truck,
I'm like,
boom,
go
boom,
scare you
gone.
because you can't shoot it, and then he, no, I just don't fuck with that shit. Well, okay, you can't shoot it, so you're
It's
afraid
like
of it. I got you.
I don't care. Like that's my thing. Is like if it attaches itself to me, right? I don't know what their intention or motivation is, but every time someone has said like, "Oh, it'll attach yourself to you," their motivation is like the devil or demons out to get you. And so when you conceptualize it that way, I just completely whatever, dude. Are you talking about? Are you saying that there are complete entities that are just so like s- wholly bent on doing evil deeds,
Yeah, they're called
specifically
Republicans. That's a bit.
literally, no, literally. I was literally about to fucking make that point. You care more about these demons that may or may not attach themselves to you, but not the motherfuckers fucking raping us and taking our money. Like, ah,
Yeah, I know. I agree with that because it's like, no, like in the biblical sense, I don't necessarily mean demon. I do think that there is and can be entities of whatever form from somewhere else because and universe is infinitely expanding and all that shit. That who knows that they could just teleport or there or whatever else the fuck, shit
yeah,
that we don't know. Even if it's aliens that are sending their consciousness here, they can somehow do that, like astral projecting. It's just like we don't know. What if their intentions could be not necessarily like just to fuck with people. It could be to like Monsters Inc. They scare the kids, and get their energy from that. It could be that same kind of thought as like if they attach themselves and it's like touching your being, you know.
I mean, like we
But
are technically in the fourth dimension because like we can
yeah,
move around, we can interact with everything. Like it's not just 3D where we like can touch each other. We can
mhm,
smell, we can taste, we can do all this. So technically we're in the fourth dimension. So, but there's maybe a fifth dimension, a sixth dimension, a seventh,
mhm,
a blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. I completely understand it through those different types of lenses and
yeah,
messing around, but like sitting there holding down a thing and like touching different aspects of a board that has the alphabet on there, like what fucking being knows our alphabet? Like outside of this dimension. Like it just there's so many implausible things that I feel like superstitious people take way too seriously to the point where it's detrimental to our own existence and our own
yeah.
experiences as human beings.
Yeah, yeah. Like you can't like I respect the unknown and I fear the unknown of any kind of degree to some extent, but I'm not like limiting my life on it. Like with a Ouija board, it's not so much the words that comes up, but the focus of everybody in the circle of it thinking that we're going to contact spirits. To most people would say that opens a portal of sorts, obviously, and that's why you say goodbye. It's not so the ghost goes See ya, and they walk out the door. It's so that it closes
Is
the
it-
portal and sucks them back through ish, and sometimes there's ones that don't go back, and it's like, sorry, buddy,
I
thanks
mean,
for the party. You got a demon now. Like,
I think where my like skepticism and my like I guess I don't want to say anger, but my frustration with it is because like when I got this fucking door tattoo, my
yeah,
mom lost her goddamn shit. You got a door
yeah,
tattooed on your hand? What do you think's behind the door? It's like
I want it to be, bro. You don't know me.
it's like it's for vibes,
Maybe the
man.
best door ever, really. You don't know.
And then on top of that, like it's a closed
That's
door.
fucked up.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a closed door. It doesn't.
they should know that your eyes are the window to the soul anyway,
Yeah.
dumbass.
But that was a very interesting conversation. I'm glad we went down it. I again respect everyone's opinions on it. I just have
Yeah,
this whole thing about like I think I had the
that,
conversation with BJ and Eddie at one point where I said scientists should mess with Ouija boards because then they can like you don't know like it's just like when we went across to the other worlds and discovered America or discovered stole um like going into the ocean and
real.
finding all of these civilizations at the bottom of the ocean. We're just not doing it because we're too scared and like we didn't want to travel the seas because the monsters that were inside. So what if a scientist like uses a Ouija board and the Ouija board the guy meets a demon and the demon's like, I'm not actually bad, like people keep calling saying my name's but it's not.
Yeah,
It's actually Jeff.
like, and I've seen stuff like that too, where people like whether it's astral projection or one way or another, like there can be evil spirits that don't cause evil, and
Mm,
whether you believe it or not, it's like because there's other different mediums and stuff as well, or clairvoyant mediums. There's so many different facets of that, and it's very interesting. Whether or not it's real, we'll find out or we won't one day. But
yeah.
uh, either way, I don't know.
I mean
It's just something that I try to respect and protect myself from, even not
mhm.
religiously. Just I'm like, you can't harm me.
Yeah.
You can't. I'm like, you can't harm me. You're not gonna harm me and my family. Leave. Even if it's real or not. If it hurt me, it's gone.
Yeah.
I said it's gone, so it's gone.
And that's fine. That is completely fine. I just the way that it has, and I'll use my cousin BJ as a big example here because when I said the whole like yeah scientist is talking to a demon, the demon's like actually my name is Jeff, and BJ was like you're gonna meet a demon that tells you his name is Jeff, and he's gonna do even more shit to you. But then it's like
See, because I don't know if he's religious or not, but
he is.
that
He's super
was what I was.
religious.
Okay, what I was thinking is that not like out of spite, but your brain could have it ingrained of like a lot of your family has been overtly religious and overtly like don't do that or the devil type shit to your brain's like that hasn't happened to me yet. It's not gonna happen. And then now as an adult, you're just still in that same way, but not actively against them.
It's like I roll because it's definitely I've definitely internalized this anti-religion mentality, and because of that,
Yeah.
you'd think be like, oh, okay, maybe I should open up my mind to religion, and then you look at what religion has done to the world to this day, at this very moment, at its very core, and it's like the
And
way the way it has closed our mind away from just allowing existence to flourish instead of damping it down because it's not
exactly.
normal.
Like
I
the thing is with religion is that it shouldn't be a war of my God is right, your God is wrong, or whoever. Religion at the core is to help you find your way through life and your strength and to help others unconditionally. And these people turn it as I need more money.
yep,
And it's like, I got bigger bombs than you. It's like, okay, dude, get your truck and we'll hook the hitches up. You can have a pull off in the Denny's parking lot. Like,
yeah.
whip them out. Like, you don't need to go killing each other over stupid shit like that. It's
It's
so frustrating.
it's frustrating
And
on
it's for the individual to help themselves and others where they need and where you can and hope that it returns to you. At most base forms of religion, sure, there's more good or bad stuff in that, but it's just like people take it to their own meaning and then try to impose physical limitations on each other with it. It doesn't need to be done.
it doesn't. It doesn't, and I think I'll leave this my very final point on it because this is something that I get so annoyed by, and I want to make sure that my point is like I'm not just like fuck religion, fuck religion. Here's
Exactly.
my biggest point on that of what I mean when it comes to like closed-mindedness when it comes to religion. We played a game of Super Fight, right? Now,
Okay.
Super Fight is a game where you just draw from a deck, you get a person, and you get like two other cards. One's like another superpower on top of it, and then the whole point of the game is to argue your point of who would win in a fight between these two characters. Um,
Mhm.
and so you get two powers, I believe, and a character. I got Jason Voorhees, an army
Okay.
of Jason Voorhees, and they can all hypnotize. And I was like, okay. And then BJ got the devil.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be some shit like that. And he's like, okay, well, my guy is a regular guy on the street, but he has the power of Christ, so it doesn't matter. Like
but
that's not the argument.
but that's what like to this day I've been arguing this. Like Jason Voorhees, army of Jason Voorhees has hypnotism. He hypnotizes the devil. And they're like, but it's a devil. I'm like, oh, which devil? The robot devil from Futurama? Give
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
like you have. There's so many iterations of the devil, but because you uttered the name the devil, it has already sparked your imagination because religion has internalized it so far inside you that you are just afraid of the mere mention of this idea, not thing, idea. You don't
Yep.
even know what it is. You don't know what the powers of this thing is. It's just because religion has taught you to be afraid of this thing. I
Yep.
get so
Exactly.
you are so close-minded. You don't even want to learn about it because you
Yeah.
don't. You're so afraid.
Like fallen angel. It's like he wasn't just like conjured from the depths of hell. Like he was fucked up so bad that he fell from heaven and lost his, angelicness and became a devil, not like a red guy with horns.
And it's
It's all representative of humans,
yeah.
more or less, and in how you should or shouldn't be for yourself and for others. Because it's like, even if it's just you knowing, that's the point of sin. It's like it should be your guilt, your consciousness, and your, what do you call it? The thing that Emily always avoided, responsibility for your actions.
I'll cut that.
Uh, yeah, I couldn't think of it, but you get what I mean. It's like, nobody saw it. I got away with it. It's like when you say, oh, well, someone saw it. It's like it's
Yep.
supposed to be here. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be here.
It's about
That is religion.
accountability. It's about
It
guilt.
doesn't need, yeah, accountability. Yeah, it doesn't need to be outward. And it's like, so what if they practice that religion? Are they going and forcing you to do that in the streets? No, usually not. Like if it's in your home and you pray before you eat at a KFC or wherever you want to eat at, in public because you're out in public and not in your house, I think you should be allowed to do that. Like you can practice whatever you want. Like I've seen recently, people used to be proud to call America the Great Melting Pot. That's how I grew up. I
Yeah.
loved calling
Same.
America that, and I
I
still
thought that was
stand
the
by
best
it.
part.
I think that, like, sure, there could be some bad extremes of every anything, even things that are from here, like Republican and Democrat. There are extremes of every type of following that can be dangerous. But that doesn't mean like Islamic people or Jewish people or black people are all bad, all scary, all this. No, there could be extremes or normal of everything, and people don't get that. Like, it just it does. It's so frustrating.
And it's a
Because
matter.
it's like it's not affecting you right now as a global thing, as a country. Some of those things that come up can be, and the fear mongering of it. Sorry, I don't know if that's a bad word,
Fear
but
mongering? No, I agree.
yeah, okay.
But like
But it doesn't need to be that way. It's like just focus on bettering yourself and your community, bro. Like
yeah.
literally, that's it.
I don't want to like throw this conversation into like it also being about capitalism because it is, but I just
Oh,
won't
true.
I won't
Money.
yeah, and I don't want to go down that, but like that's the thing. It's also a matter of perspective, right? Cuz for the
Yep.
devil, I from my perspective, right, as a person who was considered the scapegoat of the family of a bunch of narcissists who we all had to kind of obey this one person no matter what he said, and everything I did was wrong because I was questioning him, and then they cast out Lucifer, the devil,
Yep.
and I left my family in no contact. I relate a lot to Lucifer in that sense. He was
Yep.
cast out. What did he actually? Let's think about that. What did the Lucifer have to say to the other angels to make them like agree with him about what was going on? Why did that war start? How did Lucifer go like, "Hey man, this ain't it"? How like Like that's my only thing. And I don't want to get into that conversation, but I'm saying like it's all a matter of perspective. And if you're closing your mind off to that idea because of the devil, because of a demon, because of a ghost, it's like you're never going to do anything different. You're never going to evolve your way of
Yeah,
thinking. You're evolve your way of consciousness. It's
yeah.
gross. And
Yeah, same with like race or religion or sexual preference too. People that villainize that by just whatever they see on the news or whatever they've grown up being told that they didn't think about how they feel themselves about it. It's just like you're just quoting somebody that is not in your life anymore,
yeah.
more than likely. And like stop, think about it, really look into other things of it. And sometimes people go looking and they find exactly what they want to find, concrete evidence that they're bad, instead of just like looking for more explanations and like anything, or just living in the world around you. I mean, like, wow, it's really interesting that they think and feel that way. And then when you see people villainizing them for just how they live, and it's not bad, it's like no one's doing that about you until now. Like,
Like if Catholicism and Christianity wasn't as big as it is in this country, or if you went to a different place where Catholicism, Christianity was like not really heard of, and then you brought it and you started talking about what they do, which is they drink the blood of Christ. It's like they drink blood?
yeah.
That's that's horrifying. And that
Yeah.
just that's what we've been doing the whole time with every other religion, every race, every type of people. Fucking voodoo dolls. You want to know what I just learned about voodoo dolls? I learned about it
Hmm.
because doctors who were practicing voodoo would put things in the. They would take the doll and they would make the doll of the patient and they would put a needle in that part of the body that they were working on. And so when they
Yeah.
came back, they would grab the doll and be like, "Oh, I did this. It would ah." And we took that and we made them look like they were fucking insane.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. And like, and then there's stuff with voodoo where you could go either way with it too, of like good for healing or bad for evil, and it's just like that's not all of it. It's not all that. Like, it's a
it
physical representation of somebody far away or somebody gone, like that you like put energy into.
yeah, it's
Like,
it just so like I hate the grossness of just being like this is what it is. It's not different. You got to be afraid of it. Fuck you.
yeah, exactly.
But this conversation went a whole different way. I'm glad we had the conversation, but
Mhm. That was like when I said that, I saw you had the headset in your hand, so I'm like, this would be something for him in editing. He's not listening right now. But
no,
exactly.
this will be a good podcast I send directly to Adele and only Adele because
Oh shit, I was gonna say because I mean, Season of the Curse it has curse in the name, and it's heavily around Halloween, which is a
hmm
pagan holiday. Hey, the
Hall-
devil.
Halloween
Yeah, the
spirits.
Hulk's out there fucking conjuring demons with a chocolate bar. You fucking dumbass.
Literal Halloween spirits. Like the slasher is just an embodiment of the energy that we put into it. And so the reason that Punk and Nonstop is so afraid of the slasher in the script is because it's an embodiment of the energy that was on the in the first season of the Cursed like shoot because we did it within a month. It became a source of like anxiety and dread and depression. And so like that energy is kind of like pushed into the slasher, and then so like that's the whole concept and why like Punk and Nonstop is afraid of the slasher in the first place is because all of that energy surrounding like all of the trauma and the drama and the energy from the first project just got instilled into the slasher as a symbol of all of that, and that's what that is. So it makes sense.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, because like it was more than just the movie too, but all those stressors and everything, it became sort of one. Even though it was like fun in the moment, it was still very stressful and a lot. But yeah, like yeah, curses and energies and demons, and then being sucked into the digital realm.
Yeah, in the digital realm back into our mind that has been like
Yeah, exactly. Like that. That's the point of consciousness and shit. So it's like it's a bigger representation of more things other than silly Halloween, which I think most people would get that given the script and a lot of the stuff we show. But
yeah.
so
I
yeah,
hope it comes through at the end of the day when we get there, especially with How
The end of
much?
it looks like a super mega religion shoot.
But just dad knocking me out in one round.